The morning sun creeps through the thin curtain. A soft glow touches the edge of the wooden table. Eleanor sits quietly with a cup of warm tea. The steam curls up, painting invisible lines in the air. Her house is silent, only the ticking clock speaks. She looks at her hands, the lines, the softness of time. Her shoulders feel heavy, her neck stiff from another long night. She breathes in, slow and deep, listening to her heartbeat. Once, mornings like this were filled with rushing footsteps. Now they are quiet, almost too quiet. She wonders when her body began to resist her. When bending down became a careful act of balance. When standing tall started to feel like a memory. But today, something feels different. She remembers a promise she made to herself last week. To move again, gently, kindly, without fear. Not to chase the years that have gone, but to feel them inside her. The light on her face feels warmer now. She sets her tea aside and stands slowly. Outside, the birds begin to sing. Eleanor smiles. Today, she will start again. The house is still wrapped in morning silence. Only a faint hum from the refrigerator breaks the air. Eleanor stands near the window, her hand resting on the frame. The glass feels cool against her palm. Outside, the sky glows pale pink, soft and patient. The world seems to breathe slower at this hour. She takes a deep breath, filling her chest with the crisp morning air. It feels both familiar and new, like a forgotten song. Her body answers with a quiet ache from her shoulders down to her hips. Each breath reminds her that she has carried many years. And yet somewhere inside her, something stirs. A small spark that refuses to fade. She remembers the words her daughter said on the phone last night. "Mom, just move a little every day. It will help." Simple words, but they echo now clear and gentle. She looks down at her hands again, then to her feet on the floor. The ground feels steady beneath her. She straightens her back, unsure but curious. Her arms rise slowly toward the ceiling. The movement is awkward at first, like an old door opening. Her fingers tremble, her shoulders protest. But she keeps going, breathing through the stiffness. The light catches her hair as she stretches higher. A quiet sigh escapes her lips, half effort, half relief. She lowers her arms, then lifts them again. Each motion draws a little more warmth into her body. It feels like greeting an old friend after years apart. Her breath begins to find rhythm with her movement. Inhale up. Exhale down. The pattern becomes a quiet dance, slow but steady. She tilts her head gently to the left, feeling the pull along her neck. Then to the right, slower this time. Her eyes close, and she listens to her body speak. Not through pain, but through memory. Each stretch tells a story of lifting children, of cooking meals, of waving goodbye. Her muscles remember even when she forgets. The stiffness begins to soften, melting under the warmth of movement. She rolls her shoulders back, the sound of tiny clicks breaking the silence. It doesn't hurt, it releases. Her spine feels longer, her chest opens. The room feels brighter, though the sun has barely risen. She begins to sway gently, side to side. Her feet stay planted, but her body flows like water. It feels almost graceful, like time has slowed for her alone. For a moment, she forgets her age, her worries, her hesitations. All that exists is breath, and movement and quiet. She hears the faint song of a morning bird outside. Its melody mingles with her heartbeat. She smiles softly, eyes still closed. This, she realizes, is what it means to begin. Not with speed or strength, but with presence, with intention. She lowers her arms, feeling a lightness in her chest. Her tea on the table has gone cold, but it doesn't matter. Eleanor stands taller now, her breath calm and deep. The day stretches before her, open and full of promise. And for the first time in a long while, She is ready to meet it. The morning light grows stronger now. It spills across the floor, drawing golden lines on the wooden planks. Eleanor rolls out her small exercise mat near the window. The faint scent of lavender rises from the fabric. She kneels slowly, her knees creaking in quiet protest. But the sound doesn't bother her anymore. It feels like her body's way of saying, "I'm here." She opens her tablet and presses play on the gentle voice that guides her. "Let's begin with your neck," the calm instructor says. Eleanor tilts her head to the left, feeling the stretch along her shoulder. Then to the right, slow and deliberate. Her breath follows the rhythm, steady and soft. She can feel her muscles waking up, one by one. Her neck, her shoulders, her spine, all whispering back to life. She circles her shoulders backward, the motion tender but freeing. Each roll releases a little more tension. She remembers how it used to feel to dance in her living room. Her husband's laughter echoing as they spun to old jazz records. That memory floats through her mind like sunlight on water. She breathes into it, letting it fill her chest. The instructor's voice brings her back. "Raise your arms above your head, stretch toward the sky." Her fingers reach upward, trembling slightly. She imagines touching the morning itself. The warmth travels through her hands, down her arms into her heart. Now exhale and bring your arms down slowly. Her body follows with grace she didn't know she still had. Her back straightens, her head lifts. The air around her feels lighter. She bends gently forward, hands reaching toward her knees. A soft pull spreads through her back, deep but kind. She doesn't force it. She listens. Her body tells her when to pause, when to breathe. There is no rush, no pressure, only quiet awareness. She feels the years in her joints, but also the strength that remains. The small, steady flame of endurance. Her breath grows deeper, fuller, like a wave returning to shore. She moves into a side stretch, reaching over her head. Her ribs expand, the tension loosens. She exhales slowly, eyes closed. Outside, the sound of a passing bicycle hums by. The world continues its rhythm, and she joins it. Movement and breath become one simple melody. She lifts her chin, opens her chest, and feels her heart beating strong. For a moment there's no stiffness, no age, no limit. Just life pure and unfiltered. The instructor's voice fades into soft music. Eleanor sits back, her hands resting on her thighs. Her breathing is calm, her mind clear. She feels the warmth inside her spreading outward, like sunlight finding every shadow. She smiles, realizing something quietly profound. Her body isn't her enemy. It's her oldest companion, waiting patiently to be remembered. And today, through each stretch and each breath, she is remembering. Not just movement, but joy. Not just flexibility, but freedom. Eleanor opens her eyes and whispers to herself, "I'm waking up." And in that moment, she truly is. The morning deepens, soft and golden. Eleanor's body moves with a quiet rhythm now. Each stretch feels smoother, more natural, less hesitant. Her breath and her movement have found a language together. She reaches forward, her palms pressing gently against the mat. Her spine curves, her head lowers, and she exhales slowly. The world narrows to the sound of her breathing. Inhale, exhale. The simple rhythm feels like a song from long ago. And as she moves, memories begin to drift in. Not sharp, not loud, just gentle flickers of her life. She remembers holding her newborn daughter, so tiny, so warm. The way her heart expanded, fragile and endless at once. Her arms stretch wider now, as if embracing that memory. She feels the ache of love, the sweetness of time. She shifts her weight, rolling her shoulders back. A memory of dancing in the living room returns. Her husband's laughter, deep and kind, fills the air again. They twirled until both were breathless, collapsing in a heap of joy. Eleanor smiles, her eyes glistening but calm. That moment lives inside her muscles still. Every stretch seems to awaken another echo. A walk in the rain. The smell of bread in the oven. The way her children ran through the yard at sunset. Her body remembers what her mind sometimes forgets. Each joint carries a story. Each movement opens a door to something once cherished. She bends slowly, touching her toes. The stretch pulls across her back, grounding her in the present. But inside, it's like touching the past with gratitude. Not longing, not regret, just quiet thanks. She lifts her head, breathing deeply. The air feels thick with memory and light. She realizes that movement is not only for the muscles. It is for the heart too. Every motion carries emotion. Every breath carries remembrance. She moves into a gentle twist, her body rotating with care. The world shifts slightly around her. The old wooden clock ticks in rhythm to her breath. For a moment, she can almost hear her husband's voice again. "Don't stop moving, Ellie," he used to say. She lets the thought linger, then fade like sunlight through clouds. Her heart feels full, not heavy. The stiffness in her body has turned into warmth. She realizes this is more than exercise. It is communion between who she was and who she still is. The years haven't taken her strength. They've shaped it, softened it, deepened it. She rises slowly, arms reaching up once more. The stretch feels like prayer, like forgiveness, like renewal. Her body hums with life, and her mind with peace. She opens her eyes, the room bright and alive around her. In this quiet ritual of movement, she has found something sacred. The connection between motion and memory, body and soul. She whispers softly, "Thank you to no one and to everything." And the morning, as if listening, seems to whisper back. The room is quiet again, only her breathing fills the space. Eleanor sits cross-legged on her mat, palms resting on her knees. Her eyes are half closed, her heart beats steady, calm, present. The air feels softer now, almost alive around her skin. She inhales slowly through her nose, drawing the air deep inside. Her chest expands, her ribs open, her spine lengthens. Then she exhales, letting the breath fall out like a wave. With each cycle, she feels herself sink a little deeper. Not into the mat, but into stillness itself. Her mind drifts at first, small thoughts appearing like ripples. A grocery list, a phone call she forgot to make. Then they fade, one by one, dissolving in the rhythm of her breath. She begins to notice the sound of her lungs moving. The gentle whisper of life inside her chest. It feels ancient and wise, older than memory. She breathes again, slower this time, fuller, lighter. Her hands grow warm against her knees. Her shoulders drop, her jaw unclenches. It feels as if her whole body exhales. The tension that once lived in her bones begins to leave quietly. She imagines it melting out of her like snow under the sun. Her thoughts soften into silence. A new awareness opens inside her, wide, peaceful, infinite. She can feel her heart beating, slow and sure. Each thump reminds her that she is still here. Still living, still growing. She whispers softly to herself, "Breathe in the light." And she does. The air fills her like sunlight through glass. She feels it reach places deep inside, the ones that once held fear. With every breath, she replaces that fear with calm. She exhales again, her lips parting slightly. "Let go," she says under her breath. The sound barely escapes, but it feels powerful. She lets go of the old aches that once defined her mornings. She lets go of the doubts that whispered she was too old to change. Her breath becomes her anchor, her teacher, her song. She can sense her heartbeat syncing with her breath. A gentle rhythm of existence. For a long moment there is nothing else, no yesterday, no tomorrow. Only this breath, this moment. And in that stillness, she discovers a quiet truth. The body doesn't just move, it listens. The mind doesn't just think, it feels. The breath is the bridge that connects them. She opens her eyes slowly, the world soft around the edges. The light outside has turned golden, stretching across her mat. She feels lighter, clearer, almost transparent. Her thoughts no longer rush, they drift like clouds. She brings her palms together in front of her heart. Her breath deepens once more, steady and free. This silence, this awareness, feels sacred. Eleanor smiles faintly, whispering a final thought. Every breath is a beginning. And as the wind moves gently through the open window, she knows the truth of her words. The morning has fully bloomed now. Light pours through the window, painting warmth across the room. Eleanor stands, her body balanced, her breath steady. She walks toward the open window and pulls the curtains wide. The air outside greets her cool, sweet, alive. She closes her eyes and inhales deeply. The scent of wet earth and blooming jasmine fills her lungs. She feels the wind brush her face like an old friend's hand. The sound of children's laughter drifts from the street below. Their joy ripples through her heart, light and pure. Somewhere, a radio plays a familiar tune. The melody dances through the air, wrapping around her gently. Eleanor smiles, the rhythm awakening something inside her. Her feet begin to move, slow at first, almost shy. Her arms sway, her hips follow, a quiet dance of freedom. There is no plan, no instruction, just flow. Her body moves, as if remembering a language it once knew. The years fall away like petals in the wind. She laughs softly, surprised by the sound of it. The music, the air, the sunlight, all become one with her. For the first time in so long, she feels part of the world again. Not watching it from behind the glass, but living within it. The stillness that once felt heavy now feels peaceful. She turns off the tablet and listens instead to life itself. The voices, the breeze, the heartbeat of the morning. Her movements slow until she simply stands there breathing. The wind lifts a strand of her hair and she lets it play. She looks outside and sees her neighbor, Margaret, tending her garden. They wave, a small gesture, but it feels full of meaning. Eleanor thinks of inviting her to stretch together tomorrow. Not just for exercise, but for companionship. For laughter shared over gentle movement. Because healing, she realizes, grows stronger when shared. She presses her palms together and bows her head slightly. Her body hums with energy, soft but steady. It feels like the earth itself is breathing through her. She steps away from the window and pours herself a glass of water. The coolness refreshes her throat, her spirit. Each sip tastes like renewal. She glances at the clock and smiles, it's still early. The day is young, full of space to fill with joy. Her eyes fall on the mat still resting on the floor. For a moment, she feels gratitude so strong it almost glows. Not for what she has done, but for what she has rediscovered. The beauty of presence. The peace of simple motion. The quiet joy of being alive. Outside, the breeze carries a bird's song through the window. It drifts into the room and settles in her chest. She hums along softly, matching its tune. And in that melody, Eleanor feels something complete. The body refreshed. The mind clear. The spirit awake and free. She whispers into the morning air, tomorrow again. And the world, alive and listening, seems to answer her in return. The days begin to follow a new rhythm. Eleanor wakes before the alarm now, her body eager for the quiet. The morning no longer feels heavy or still. It feels alive, waiting for her to join in. She rolls out her mat by the window every day. The light greets her like an old friend returning. She begins with slow circles of her neck, shoulders rising and falling. Each movement feels familiar, like turning the pages of a favorite book. Her breath flows easily now, no longer forced or shallow. It moves through her like a tide, steady and calm. She stretches her arms above her head, fingers reaching for the ceiling. Her spine lengthens, her chest opens wide. The air fills her lungs with clarity and warmth. She bends forward, her palms brushing the mat. Her body answers with ease, no longer resisting the stretch. Each morning she feels a little stronger, a little lighter. Her balance steadies, her steps grow confident again. What once felt like effort now feels like grace. Even her thoughts move differently, slower, kinder, clearer. Sometimes Margaret joins her, bringing tea and gentle laughter. They stretch together, talking softly between breaths. Their movements synchronize without trying, like two waves meeting. They talk about gardens, about memories, about time. And in those quiet moments, something beautiful grows. Not youth, not perfection, but connection. Eleanor learns that care for the body nurtures the soul too. That friendship, like movement, keeps the spirit flexible. Each day, the world outside feels brighter. The sound of birds, once background noise, now feels like music. Even the passing wind carries peace instead of rush. Her home feels different, lighter, fuller, alive. The clutter of worry has slowly left her mind. She now fills her space with light, air, and laughter. Some mornings she plays old music again. Her feet find small steps, a slow dance of memory and joy. She moves with no audience, no purpose but presence. The years still live in her bones, but they no longer weigh her down. They support her, steady her, remind her of all she's lived. She stretches again, her arms reaching wide like open wings. She feels gratitude rise inside her, quiet but powerful. Every breath feels like a gift, every motion like a prayer. She no longer counts the years ahead or behind. She counts moments like this still, whole, alive. When her stretch ends, she sits again by the window. The sunlight warms her skin, soft and golden. She watches the world move, people walking, leaves swaying, clouds drifting. And she feels part of it, deeply connected, quietly present. Her heart beats in rhythm with the day itself. She closes her eyes and smiles, a whisper forming on her lips. "This is living," she says softly. Not rushing, not striving, simply being. Her breath deepens once more, peaceful and strong. And as the morning fades into noon, Eleanor remains there. Still steady, renewed body and mind in harmony at last. The sun climbs higher, spilling gold across the room. Eleanor sits quietly by the window, her tea warm in her hands. The mat lies rolled beside her, a silent witness to her mornings. Her breath moves with calm rhythm, steady and free. She watches the trees sway outside, their branches alive with light. The world feels slower, softer, perfectly enough. She smiles, not from excitement but from peace. Her body feels open, her mind clear like morning air. The aches that once ruled her days have turned into whispers. Each one a reminder of strength, of patience, of growth. She lifts her cup, takes a gentle sip and closes her eyes. Inside there is no rush, no fear, no chasing. Only gratitude for the quiet miracle of being. For the breath that returns again and again. For the body that still carries her through each dawn. For the moments that ask for nothing but presence. She whispers softly, "I am here." And the world outside seems to echo her truth. The light glows warmer, wrapping her in silence. Her story doesn't end here, it continues, one breath at a time. Alive, aware, at peace.